Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out Drop Top by Meovv. Okay, so everyone, this is my best friend Mal. She's going to be kind of like my K-pop chauffeur through all this. I don't have much experience with K-pop, but she has quite a bit, so I'm trusting her guidance, and so she's going to be kind of spearheading some of these K-pop videos for us. So who are we checking out?
Today we are checking out Meovv.
Okay.
They are a relatively new girl group. I think they have 3 singles out total. They are on the Black label, which is a sister company to YG. YG is one of the big 3.
Okay.
So they're gonna get a lot of production money. They're gonna get a lot of production money in terms of the music video, in terms of like the actual songs that are created for them. I think they are getting their, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not overly familiar with Meovv. They're not a girl group that I follow myself, but I do believe that they get their songs from Teddy, who is Blackpink's music producer.
Okay.
So, you know they're getting quality music if Blackpink's producer is working with them, which I'm almost entirely sure they are. I haven't loved a lot of the stuff that I've heard by Meovv. Their first song was controversial in that way.
Okay.
A lot of people thought it was kind of a weird sound, kind of more experimental. I like that, actually. I like when my K-pop groups dare to do something different, dare to step out of kind of like the mold in terms of what K-pop is and K-pop does. Right. So maybe that's why some of their stuff hasn't hit for me. It's a little weird. It's a lot like, you're not familiar with them yet, but you will be. NCT 127, They get a lot of shit for doing the same things, for being experimental and making noise music.
Okay.
I kind of wonder if Meovv is sort of kind of headed in that same direction.
Okay.
They do have one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time, however, but it was a B-side, and it was more of a ballad versus what I think they're going for, which is a more like fierce, kind of like upbeat,
okay,
super poppy sound.
So that to them is not the usual formula.
No,
that they usually do.
But you know, with B-sides in K-pop, that's not unusual for a B-side to sound kind of different than the title tracks and things like that.
Okay.
There's room for some variety. This song has 10 million views in 4 days. So they had to have done something right. Like I think that like they did something here that people are excited about.
Okay.
But I am hesitant because
it could just be like hype, and
it could just be hype.
It may not because it's good, but maybe not bad either.
I mean, you know, I think with K-pop, it's usually so well produced, it's probably not going to be bad. Okay. But will it be interesting?
Sure. Yeah, and this is totally like out of my wheelhouse, so I'm definitely fish out of water here. So I'm gonna do whatever I can, you know, to absorb this and see what I think. But I'm gonna temper my expectations. Yeah.
5 girls.
5 girls. Okay.
There are 2 Korean Americans, 1 Japanese member, and 2 Korean members.
Okay. And
they're all very young. We're talking like 18 to 20.
Okay, very young. Yeah.
So they're babies.
They're babies.
They're little babies.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go ahead and jump on into this. But before we do, guys, feel free to check out my memberships. They're only $1, and you get early access to videos like these, and also some anime reactions too. Okay, but here we are.
Sort of feels like a horror movie.
A little bit. A very well dressed horror movie.
Indeed. I believe she's the maknae.
What's that?
The youngest member of the group.
Okay.
Oop. That's Sim.
really nice production, nice and big sound.
Yeah. The bass, super juicy.
Seems like you gotta have at least one member that can spit out lyrics like this.
She's good. She's really good. Oh god. That part is so beautiful.
Very catchy, very in the pocket with the chorus. Very good voices too.
Angelic. Ooh, the extra they put in there.
Yeah, they were putting space in between in the previous choruses. Now they're drawing out the notes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got him.
That did it for.
I got him.
Okay, that didn't seem too experimental.
No, that sounded so much different than anything else I've ever heard by Meow.
Really? Okay.
So that definitely was like a more sophisticated sound from what a little bit more generic pop, sure, but I didn't really. It wasn't boring. It didn't feel like I'd heard it before. Like even though it was like more of like a stereotypical pop sound. I don't know. There's something about it that felt really unique. I think it's because the heavy synth. I am a synth whore. So if you put synth in a song, I'm gonna like it. But I think they utilized it in a really beautiful, kind of poignant way there.
Yeah, the synth had a lot of really nice texture, very bassy, but very pretty. It pretty much carried all of those choruses, and any sort of, I don't know if to. I guess there were verses in between those choruses where they would go back to doing something pretty instead, and then once they get into the
like
chorus,
a pre-chorus.
Yeah, like a pre-chorus. Maybe that's what those were, because they didn't come across as a straight up verse to me. And but then once you get into the chorus, it gets really poppy, and so there's elements there that I think are safe. But then there's a couple elements there where I think they were able to kind of explore a little bit and just show off their chops a little bit.
Yeah, I really loved what's called the pre-chorus. In the pre-chorus where they kind of like dropped the sound out a little bit and it became a little bit more quiet, and it was more about their vocals, which were sweet, ethereal, angelic, beautiful. Like there was a lot of emotionality there for me anyway. Like I could feel like my heart swelling a little bit. And then like too in conjunction with the music video where it just felt like girls being friends and loving each other, the affection between the girls. It was just really beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's a very balanced song in terms of like having the fun aspect with the chorus, but then having something a bit more sentimental, something a bit deeper with the verses and pre-choruses and everything. So it was a very carefully crafted song, I feel like, and had a lot of intent in there too, especially because they don't have you said they only had like what 5 songs?
Like 2 or 3 title tracks.
Okay.
But they've released some B-sides too. But that's not a lot for a K-pop group.
Yeah, not really. There's not much to chew on there. So I think they're being very careful with making sure that they start off on the right foot. Maybe not going too crazy at times, but at least keeping it kind of in a place where keeping things fun, but still doing a little bit where they can show off what their skills are like.
Right. And it's hard not to draw comparisons to Blackpink for me.
Okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with Blackpink.
I it was I think I've heard of them more through TikTok than anything, and then I realized, oh, that's Blackpink, and like and just songs I've heard for like over the years, you know.
Yeah.
So I think I've heard of them more than I think I have, but I wouldn't be able to triangulate exactly like what is Blackpink.
So this sounds like earlier Blackpink when they, and I think that feels like a good place for these girls to be in that sphere. I don't really feel like since Blackpink has come out, anyone has really stepped in to fill their shoes, fill the space that they have created for music. I feel like a lot of groups have tried, but maybe not necessarily as successfully. I think Meow's gonna get there. I think they're gonna be like, they feel like they're gonna be superstars. That could have been a Blackpink song. You know, the contrasting of the rap with the pretty vocals.
Yeah.
By the way, the rapper, she's fantastic.
That was nice.
Her enunciation, her flow, like.
Yeah, it totally, you know, due to my lack of K-pop knowledge, it made me think of XG.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can see that.
That's where my mind went to when I hear that.
Not a lot of K-pop songs make me feel emotional. It's not necessarily, you know, I think a lot of times K-pop is about fun and vibes, but like this like, I don't know, it made me like a little sad, like in a bittersweet way. Like it was just like, you know, it just makes you think of romance, but like with that like tinge of sad. Like, I don't know, I just really like the way they delivered it. I thought the melody was beautiful. I really like this one. I wasn't sure that I was gonna like this, but I think that was beautiful.
Yeah. I wish we could, you know, have it in both of our ears. Yeah, that would have been really nice. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. You can already tell even just through one ear that, like, you know, that subwoofer is going to be really kicking in whenever you get it through a good system. So I think the production was very nice. Again, I think the song is very carefully crafted to make sure they hit as many bases as they can in a reasonable way while being a little safe, but also taking a little bit of a chance, or at least showing off what they're very confident in showing off. Yeah. And so, but yeah, that's a pretty solid song, I would say.
My one criticism would be short. Very short. Yeah. And the ending was a little abrupt, which I think happens a lot with K-pop.
Okay,
the song's just done, and you're like, I wasn't ready. They were ready, but I wasn't ready. So it could have been a little bit longer, or maybe like a more elongated end to the song, but maybe they did what they needed to do in the time that they had, you know. Yeah,
maybe. I think for sure I can benefit from additional listens with this particular song, and and I think even if it is kind of a type of pop that maybe has been traversed before a little bit, I think there's still maybe a few more elements in there that maybe I missed that I could probably pick up at a later listen.
Yeah, I think you'll find that's true of K-pop in general. Okay. One listen is typically not enough because there's so much going on in any given song. Okay. So.
Okay. Do we give like a rating system?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. What are out of 10?
Out of 10? Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to note, like, if there are K-pop fans watching this isn't your genre.
It is not. I'm a musician of 20 years. So I'm in a different realm of the music industry, if anything. So even just pop in general, even American pop, is not exactly my thing. So, but I've been doing a lot of J-pop up until this point for the past couple of years. So we're kind of getting there. But so out of 10.
Out of 10.
I'm gonna give it like a high 7.
A high 7?
Like a 7.8 or something like that.
I feel like that's pretty high. I feel like that's really high.
Yeah, because again, I feel like the production is absolutely on point. It wasn't so it wasn't like generic either. I feel like there's a little freshness to it. Yes. It wasn't something. It also didn't feel like something I've never heard before. So it wasn't like super original type of thing, but still it was very pleasant, and you can still rehash ideas and like not be bad, you know.
No, but put your own stamp on it, make it your own sound. I feel like they did that.
Yeah, like I can't think of anybody else that's done exactly what they just did. Yeah. So I can at least say that. So yeah, I'm good with like a high 7.
I'm a solid 8, but I can tell you right now, it's gonna go up, especially when I can have 2 headphones in and hear like just how rich that sound was, because I think
to it in your car,
exactly,
all that stuff.
I am gonna fall in love with this song.
Yeah, so this is totally like girls' night out.
Girls' night out with your girlfriends talking about whatever schmuck pissed you off that day.
Yeah, I'm in the back sitting here like out looking out the window and city lights going by.
City lights going by, the windows are open, your hair's flowing back, and you're singing Spice Girls with your girlfriend. Yeah, it is absolutely,
Yeah. I guess I do, yeah. Okay, so 8 for you, high 7 for me. Okay, guys, well, this was fun. I'm really glad I got to check this out, and I hope you enjoyed Mal here. She's going to be sticking around here for a while, hopefully, and we're going to be checking out some more stuff. But I hope you enjoyed the reaction, guys, but we will see you guys later, and see ya.